construirlo. 1 para 1. La tiene el brasileño. ¡Claro! Por parte de Hit.
Não vai dar tempo, não fez metade, leva de novo, vai que é tua,
Here with Coach Adam of Crew Visa, a very impressive Map 1 win. Y'all look so strong, so rehearsed, so put together. Now, you both talked about, your team talked about in the package before that this was going to be a difficult match. So in your estimation, is this the Loud that you expected and planned for, or was this more an in-server adaptation in real time?
I think Loud is always hard. They have like the top tier quality players, and also their ability to read the rival and to reposition and restate their game is always hard. So yeah, it was a hard match. We won. It was a hard map, and the match is not done yet. So I think it won't be an easy match. And Loud is always a hard team to beat.
Well, it's Loud's map pick next, so best of luck.
Well, it may not be an easy match, but if anything, Crew, well, they've been looking pretty damn good so far. You got to be happy about that if you're crouping out there. Am I right, Athena? Huh?
No.
No?
Why does he say no?
Thank you.
Wait, why are both
Literally,
you guys
thank you.
knowing him? I'm crouping.
I hate that
Oh,
word.
please.
It's not.
What?
You take one improv class and you're yes-anding all of a sudden?
All right, well, let's go ahead, though, and talk about what we were seeing in that, because it just felt like Loud were just flat out there, man.
Yeah, I mean, after winning the pistol, they fell apart, and a round like this really shows it. Crew do a little bit of a diving and dipping up in towards A heaven, but Loud consistently, especially early on in the half, were putting both of their initiators on the same side of the map, and it just felt like they were overloading into that side and not actually even setting up trap plays around that, not having the Cypher. They were either using their util really early, right off the rip, and not really connecting, or being in a situation like that where they've still got flashes in hand and getting dove on.
Yeah, I mean, in that second half, when I was watching Loud, it was just so hard to watch because there were so many instances where they would use their breach util, they would use their sky util, and no one would capitalize off it. Or there were a lot of rounds where they could have used their util. A lot of the time, the initiators just died, both of them, with all their util, 3/4 their util fully set. There were even rounds where both Sky and Breach were playing on that A site. It just felt so rough because you have that Raze operator. You cannot set the Raze up to opt towards mid. You're giving up so many lines. You're giving up so much information. And you're not using your util. Like, I'm not sure what the game plan was, but it felt really rough for Loud.
Yeah, it was a struggle for Loud, but Crew did take advantage of that, and I think called a solid attack side, and a big part of that was Heat. And to kind of remind about this guy's history, last year he was on MIBR, worst team in the league, most likely then, right? Maybe besides what was then the Crew roster, but even that MIBR team was falling apart towards the end of the season. He ends up going his separate ways with them amid kind of some internal struggles within the team, and stocks plummeted, right? People were, this guy's a hothead, he's tough to work with on a team after playing on the duelists there. But then he comes into Crew this year, into stage 1, after not even thinking he would be on a team, and he pivots his role. He really, I think, reinvents himself.
He becomes more of a role player rather than just a star player, which is huge.
And has come back and performed excellently. Pretty much every game that Crew has been winning, this guy has been performing insanely individually. And on top of that, he's so much more of a team player than when you watched him on MIBR. He's so good at setting his teammates up on this initiator. The role looks natural.
I spoke about him previously because I've seen that on every single initiator that he has played, whether it's Info Initiator or Flash Initiator, the Gecko, the Fade, the Breach, the Sky, whatever it is that he's played, he has put up phenomenal numbers. Also, don't you mean heat-headed?
But you won't give me croup. I don't know if I should even fist bump you. Oh, wait, Mimi's gone. All right, well, let's go ahead and hear what the Loud coach had to say in map 2, and we'll get Mimi back, I think.
Here with the coach of Loud, STK. A very close map, a kind of back and forth brawl, scrappy. We're moving on to your map pick next. And Athena said on the desk that Loud just seemed out of form. On the casting desk, they said that this is a must-win game, and you're treating it like that. As the coach, in your estimation, how do you think your team is performing right now?
I think that in the first half, our C-side was okay. We played okay. And the second half, the fact that we lost the second round, that equal, not make our game more difficult. And the rounds that we have like a good read on the game. We have like the key kills of the round that went to them. So I think that Ascent is a really good map for us and Lotus too. So I'm pretty sure that they're going to come back and win 2-1 against 2-1.
All right, well, 2-1. See you then.
Well, up next is going to be Ascent here, and of course, this is going to be the Loud pick, but this could very well end up being a 2-0 if Loud continue to play the way that they are. But we're going to Ascent, which is a map that Loud has traditionally been pretty solid at.
Traditionally, in previous iterations of this team, it's true, but
Correctamundo.
this year it's been more of a struggle. They started off playing the Breach Phoenix comp, which didn't really work out after the initial time they showed it on this map, and then they switched back over to the default comp, and we've seen QCK struggle on this map. It hasn't been a great record.
Yeah, in 2024, for a team that was our second best team in Americas, there are only 2 out of 5 wins on this map.
Whew. Dang.
That's rough.
Didn't even put that in a... I didn't even
And remember,
think
this is a map that almost every team in the league is willing to play and can play at a high level. And for Crew, historically, we're talking last year, this was their best map. Haven't seen it as much this year, but they're still good on it.
I feel like with the way that both teams are playing right now, with a lot of these contact plays, a lot of these low util, just trying to get these team kills plays and trying to get these 1v1s, that for Ascent is just so much harder to do that unless you're just fighting mid every round. A lot of these choke points will have to be util heavy. So I'm hoping for both these teams to just see a lot more team play going into it, a lot more util usage, getting those KO knives out. And we do actually have the Viper for Loud.
Yeah, that's an interesting one. I think Viper is, I do really like, is especially to deal with an Opper on your attacking side. The ability to bring up and put down either a wall or an orb can shut down so many of those angles.
I think it'll be very helpful against a Kesnet who can take over games on this defensive side.
Mimi, I love watching Kesnet play Ascent. This guy, especially on the attacking side, they let him go crazy because they'll get him up into mid. He'll either be going into tree or into market on his own, completely setting up the macro ideas for Crew.
He's putting the Ascent map into so many weird game states. When he's lurking up mid, when he's in a place you're never expecting. I think he's one of the toughest players stylistically to compete against.
Sometimes he even just runs into spawn and takes his gunfights.
Oh, well, man, this is going to be a tough one here for Loud, without a doubt. They're going to need to pick up the pieces for sure, but Crew could very well shut it down with a 2-0 here in now. Let's send it over to your casters. You got Uber and Wyatt on the call.
Thank you very much, Golden Boy and the desk. You know, looking at this Loud comp, it's not that crazy. You know, it's pretty standard with the Viper included, but for them, they've never played something like this. Last time we saw Ascent from them, they were still on the Breach in Phoenix.
Yeah, they've been running that for a super long time, and previously, before they despised Sentinels, Les would play KJ here a lot. They have ran the Viper before. They've run all these agents in, like, similar combinations, basically. It's almost the, you know, the bog standard, which is exactly what Crew are going to be running. But you can just expect with the Viper, especially on attack, as I think Ender was saying as well, just trying to use that Viper wall to kind of get free space by contacting up, playing behind it, not having to expend Sova utility using a drone. And you can see right now it is up in mid, right? Threatening that when it's up, they could be walking up there. And it's going to force Crew to kind of re-clear that space. But it's Loud making early presence towards A. Just sort of containing B. As 2E is playing quite far back.
Just fancying that early orb control. Prioritizing Sartag for that. Null Command obviously pretty crucial to break open these Sentinel-held sites.
There was a recon sent into B main from Klaus, but it fully expired, wasn't broken, didn't get a ping. This could be false info.
They do not know what is headed for them. It's going to clear logs. Push over to a switch room. QCK takes a big amount of damage, also spotted out by the turret. Paranoia catches on the 2. QCK does the dance and comes out on top somehow. Now he's able to back away towards the spite. He finds a second after taking most of his health and damage. 2 huge kills for the duelist. Loud only at a deficit of 1 player and now headed into the plant.
Pretty good setup so far for Loud. The B main position is always incredibly important on the retake, where Les is right now.
Oh my! Crew love to fight!
Love this.
And Les has got to make it up from B main. Not even close, baby.
I just love how Crew played that with pace. The smoke was down B main. It's so likely someone is going to be there. Let's just ignore them. We're just sprinting into the site together. They have so much confidence in each other right now as well to swing off of each other, take these fights. I mean, even here early on, they're actually trying to explode out through the smokes. before the Loud players even got into the site, but great trading there at the end. I love the decision, again, to just activate with that pace and entirely ignore less. And right now, into this next round, Kesnet is actually picking up the Outlaw. There is going to be a Sheriff bought from QCK on the Loud side. So in the round after this, that's going to potentially throw a wrench in the works as far as the economy, not having a heavy armor, getting one shot at fire.
Some action here spotted. There is Kesnet striking true for 2.
Spike down A.
Kawenzine left to pick up the pieces. And my God, there are a lot of them. At least has the spike to hand. With his tower between his legs, will give back a main. Oh, man.
Just knowing there was a gap in mid that they could have been working off the Viper wall in the meantime, which was exactly the case.
One enemy remaining.
Cerebral from
Spike
Kesnet,
down A.
making it look easy with the scoped weapon. It's going to be important to check in on that Loud economy in the next one, see what they can actually afford to buy up here. In terms of, again, it's just dealing with the heavy armors. I love second round Outlaw buys because, frankly, it has implications for the entire series, in my opinion. If you know that the other team is Outlaw friendly, later when you're on an eco round, you're just going to full classics if you lose the pistol. There's
Feels like another
no
free
reason
round.
to take the risk. Yeah, I really am a big fan of the Outlaw here.
There's your flawless. This is how it all starts. Kesnet holds that heaven angle. Centimeter perfect work.
One enemy
So close to the knives already, and you can see it has made a bit of a difference where 2Es has been relegated down to the Bulldog, favoring getting the heavy armor as well as full utility.
Less here with an Odin. Spam in the B direction. I guess that. I mean, no one else does it like him. Oh, body shot there. Oh, the finish is perfect. No notes, folks. 2Es are able to catch him as he tries to get back down. Catwalk, but Shy's gonna be there. In the mid, he goes for 2. He doesn't see any more action, but Loud are already decimated. Kawenzine so low. Bless not set up to succeed with that Odin either.
The confidence that these guys have in each other right now is just outrageous. Swinging together there. The shots that they're all hitting. This is a crew that we've never seen before. This is a different crew than when we saw them on that LCQ run. It's just incredible.
We've seen peaks from them, right? We've seen these incredible moments, but this is consistency from crew. Consistent excellence over the last few weeks. Unless he's about to get mulched here. Melzer has anything to say.
Bonus round converted from crew. I mean, the play from Kesnet as well. I mean, pushing down Cat with the Outlaw and just the confidence, like, nah, I'm swinging you with the Sheriff.
On a round,
just...
well, you know you won't get insta-kills. You know your opponents have bought that armor up. Still going for it? Hair-raising gameplay.
I mean, this is just alpha activity from Kesnet.
He's mogging.
I mean, he's been one of the top duelists in the game for years, making a name for himself back at, like, Champions 2021. He's been so consistent the entire time, just hasn't really been in a position to get his flowers because crew haven't flourished themselves.
He doesn't have time to water him. He's long since left spawn. He never comes home. Not even for Christmas.
Going out. Here.
Smoke thrown out to imply a potential cross to wine on that A side of crew. They will continue to focus their crosshairs towards mid and catwalk, and Kesnet's starting to rotate.
And that alarm bot you're seeing down mid right now. The Kawenzine tried to break with the shock dart.
Missed.
It's going to be an important piece of utility to keep your eyes on as this half progresses. Of course, on this anti-eco, not as much as the full gun rounds, but it's what's going to keep this Viper in check, keep that mid-wall in check. To get the info if the Loud players are really lurking up off the back of it, or if it's just being put up to feign presence and they're going elsewhere.
Stealing sight.
Paranoia did catch on a QCK there, has gone straight to Gen. Bit of an awkward position to be in, but he's able to cover Mouse up beautifully.
Spike down A.
And the rest, as they say, is history. Once again, it's less.
30 seconds left.
With very little to do here. Crew often playing in a way to negate the Viper wall to play ahead of it. Here, they just have the right read. They hold down on A. And Melsa has that odd off angle that looks risky, but it pays off.
Look at the economy right now for Crew as well. I mean, Les not even able to get one. There's already 3 players with over 4K on Crew. Clean sweep on this round. They are rolling on Ascent defense, the favored side. This could just get absolutely out of control.
Are we seeing a blowout in the making?
I don't want to get ahead of myself here. I think this is a great timeout called right now from the coaching staff of Loud. Momentum so firmly in the hands of Crew. Ever since when you go back to the second half of map 1, when they lost the second half pistol, won the eco, and just rolled on from there to win the map. You need to take a timeout right now after losing the bonus to reset. Get everyone calmed down. Slow down Crew as well, because they are just so in the Mihai's flow right now. You also want them to just kind of have a moment where maybe they get out of that a little bit. Things slow down. That adrenaline that's racing, that's fueling them, kind of calms just
try to ice them out a little bit.
Absolutely. And of course as well, off the back of that eco, the full buy round here. Goes without saying that this is going to be big for Loud, so we'll see what their intentions are when we get out of this timeout and where they're going to gather up here with the barriers. Kawanzine is 1 orb off of his ultimate, so you could keep your eyes on an effort to potentially get him the orb, and I'm sure it's in the minds of Crew as well right now, but that's something they could be going for, and they might be set up to try and go for a little play off of that. Try and find the pick when he's actually picking that orb up, something along those lines, but that doesn't seem to be the case right now. It looks like QCK is going to be in position to try and work up mid, maybe a recon close mid or something along those lines. They'll just play off that wall. There's going to be that drone to clear mid.
You're right, though. They are looking for that orb on the B side. Already, Shy has gotten into B main. Drone behind him. Wanted to check behind that lobby. I don't think, though, let's get spotted.
A lot invested from Loud to break that alarm bot, but it is so important with how the mid rounds here are going to play out and how the Crew rotations are actually going to operate. It's going to keep them more spread, less confident in being able to stack towards certain sites.
A lot invested in hiding information through the middle part of the map here. The defensive knife, though, that spots a heck of a lot. All of Loud get revealed there. And they're running out of time in this round to make the play.
It is dwindling a bit. But look at the defense, right now for Crew. They have stacked up massively towards the A side. And all the while, Les has just been containing outside of B, making sure that those Crew defenders didn't push all the way out, get the information, and so it's going to allow them to gather up here, go for this full hit. Yeah, QCK making noise over on A as well. This site is going to be more than free, and they're going to have that Hunter's Fury for the post plant as well.
Shy got lit there.
10 seconds
Knife reveals the Killjoy in towards defender spawn, so Loud get exactly what they wanted, leaving QCK behind to sell the fake at A. Means it is an open B site. Here's a Hunter's Fury. Kawanzine looking to line it up. Find one tag there, but that is all. Cloud's going a little bit low, trying to play through from Market. Knife towards Boathouse. Should also have given a lot of info for the defenders now on this retake attempt. And Kesnet stepping up. Just the one for him for the time being. Sardak trying to drop below the masonry. And on the fight, it's going to be Heat pushing up. QCK here in towards B main. And systematically, Crew have dismantled this site.
QCK could just never find a good timing to get out of the smoke. The peaks from Crew there are just fantastic. The fundamentals from these guys right now absolutely contain QCK. They are playing, I love how they're playing around B main right now. It is such an impactful position in the post plants on that site.
It's just like the pistol Wyatt. This retake on B. They ignore B main, mostly. And they slice up the pie, baby.
Just swinging together. Everything going perfectly for them. And that was off their first timeout as well, Loud. At least, though, with the spike going down, economy just good enough to get a buy in here.
Loud are still looking for answers.
5 rounds to Crew here. Their defense hurrying along nicely. Oh my goodness! What prescience from Shy! Then Command turned off all his utility, so he instead chooses to get his hands dirty. QCK falls. Sardak sitting inside switch rooms, able to hold his ground, but for how long? It's Tui's. Through tiles from mid. Sets up the 2 versus 2, but the spike is still in B main. Sardak the one most proximate to it, and Tui's is going to have to do the thing. Ult in, grab the spike, head for A.
1 versus 2. Can't be understated how important this is. Loud, no momentum right now. Everything firmly in Crew's hands. This would be huge for Tui's.
Smoke up to obscure his movements. He doesn't back away. There's going to have to be a wider poke from Kesnet to see around this. Tui's wants to break these 2v1 into 2 1v1s. Sees the body, can't connect. And there's Kesnet from the top rope. Make it 6 for Crew. Nothing seems to rattle these guys.
You just can't stop him. Kesnet is just an outrageous player. And with this system around him, I mean, this team is absolutely electric right now.
What was that swing in B main, Wyatt? That was ridiculous.
I need to see that again. I need to see what that was off of, or if that was just pure intuition on that swing from Shy.
Enemy remain.
There was Odin spam coming through as well, perhaps just serving as an ounce of distraction. But I do also just, with that, they knew that the split was coming in, and they wanted to fight for one side of that split, not just be routed into sight, forced to stave off the entire hit themselves.
The economy in the dumpster here for Loud. Trying to get what they can. Hero rifles for QCK and Tui's.
Again, drone up mid, alarm bot gonna be popped off.
You said it was important. That's how Crew know it's not just a fake of the wall being thrown up. Now they know there's actual presence here.
Tui's as well over on the A side was spotted by a knife and Shy. Almost in a duel there with QCK. Flash goes over the top for him to try to get a peek. Kesnet just updrafting, continuing to just gain a little bit of information for the team. Is forced to play from spawn though with that alarm bot broken. They have to pick up mid, and now Shy's rotating there. They know he could be close.
Oh, straight into the line though, wasn't quite ready. And that gives QCK enough time behind the Cloud burst to head towards market. Cloud suppressed for the time being with the Odin. Doesn't rattle off the shots the way he would have liked. Now Crew trying to encircle here, but it's going to be a while before they are set up to put some pressure back on his post player.
He does have the null command if they so choose to use it. Melser has a paranoia as well that, frankly, if it goes in that logs area, could catch a lot of players, but somehow Loud on a bad buy are actually about to get their first round. And it really just came down to such an awkward timing with Shy where he did a weapon swap that, I mean, frankly, he just didn't really need to do. He was just pressing his keys. It just caught him at the absolute worst time to open this round up. A little bit unfortunate, but I mean, damn, if you're Loud, you will take absolutely anything at this point to get something on the board.
Nothing easy for Loud. Nothing has been for the entirety of this first stage. 0-2. Staring down the barrel of having to look from the outside in on the playoffs.
And again, similar to map 1, QCK is actually starting off somewhat hot early. He's 7-6 on attack on the previous map. He was top fragging, but as things went on, he wasn't able to keep that up. Again, last map went negative, has not put up a positive map yet with Loud this stage. Just looking for this guy to step up. He's had some maps where he's gone crazy with them, but
it's been here and there, right?
Yeah, here and there, and this has to be one of them.
Toxin screen down.
Cohen's back on Odin Juicy. Kesnet! Okay, it's one of those aggressive 4-8s that ends up blowing up in his face this time. Less, a little too canny to be caught out by it. Up mid again. The alarm bot is actually placed further back this time. Spotted out. It does give up the game for QCK.
Close pressure here from Klaus and Shy. Do they really want to just...
Oh, they want to
try. Oh, Melser.
They always want it. And they get him. The double swing on QCK pays off for Crew. Now they've got that mid part of the map covered.
And again, so much of this from Crew, it's just so simple, yet well executed. And when the player's in form, it's working time and time again. They just have 2 players swing from Cat. A little bit of a distraction with Melser going wide, and then off that noise, the guys in mid, Klaus and Shai, felt comfortable to peek through market. It's nothing complex, but they're making it work. They're making it look so easy.
And that cross-map knife from Sadak, that late one into Cubby, tells them that the B side is the weakly held one. Spotting 2 players, despite 2U's losing out there. Here is the null command. Sadak wants to try and challenge through this regardless. He gets in behind a flash now, Les making his way towards B main, and the paranoia does not connect on Sadak. The lockdown now is going to be an issue though. Les will have to play from the outside of it here, and he might struggle for time. This angle will be watched by Klaus. Clear locks. Heat now, steps up, sat down. Klaus also. And the 1 versus 2 Les from Speedway is caught by Melser for 4. And Crew are back on top.
It doesn't even feel like Les has really had an opportunity to step up for this team. I mean, we know the kind of quality player he is. I mean, almost anyone would put him in their top 5. You just have to. And look at that again. It's just pure timing. It's just 4 players gathered up, 2 Cat, 2 markets, swinging together, catching those mid players in a pincer, and the confidence to just hit these shots. This team, man, Melser right now, 11-1. He switched off IGL to start having better individual performances so he could feel comfortable contributing to the team in that facet of the game. Absolutely working to a T.
I'm thinking back to round 3, right? I think that was the first gun round. He's still, on a Bulldog, I think. Has that sort of off angle, a little bit exposed over on A, and still able to find 2 huge kills there. Suffers that death. He's only one so far, apparently. And then from there on out, consistently been very solid, very hard to shift away from Tree. We have not seen a split to A at all from Loud. Yes, they've been able to get market control every now and then, but they've really had to work for every inch.
They've been so concerned with pushing up mid and breaking this alarm bot with QCK actually being at the front of the line.
They give the jet up to do it that last round.
And frankly, at this point, it's just send a shock dart over there. It's basically, I mean, it's going up every round.
But Cowan Zing can't quite predict where it is. Yeah, he's missed it, I think.
I think he did on the 1 round, but I think they're just overcommitting a bit on that area of the map, and it's all, because of that, they're just losing the extremities. Oh, great entry though from Sadak. They can just hit the gas here onto the site.
Heat able to keep things slower though over towards Tree. This is unlikely to stop Loud for too long though. Flashing through the smoke comes Heat, catches onto Tui's. But Sadak is going to be there at least. Shire from the rafters. Nicely done by Loud. That one was elementary, my dear Watson.
I mean, listen, Sadak, you just get an entry, you hit the site quickly off the back of it. All right, I mean, again, Loud will take anything they can get. And you don't need a lot of rounds on a Ascent attack to actually win the game.
Yeah.
Sometimes you only need a few and to win the pistol, because the defense side, you can rack the rounds up here. It is favored. And sort of as just a basic thing too, as I was saying before that fast round, I do want to see them fight more for some of these, some of the extremities. So much emphasis on mid, constantly losing out on A main. Here again, A main actually lost a wine position taken by Melser, but the majority of the Loud squad there just ready at B here to hit off the back of Sadok's null command.
That might force Shai to try and fight again. Unless he doesn't want to repeat that same behavior. No, it looks like this time he's going to give a bit of ground. Here comes QCK, lead the charge. Kesnet's vision going to be obscured briefly by that smoke, and Cowanzine punishes Shai as he tried to get at the jet. QCK now gets his way in the market, and Klaus wants to step up, but Cowanzine is on the corner. Kesnet has to wait. Tui's able to TP across the speedway now. All of Loud are embedded in this B site. And with 3 players, Crew have to unravel this.
Viper's Pit available for less too if they want to lock this thing up. 4 on 2.
Also, they may be out of sync. Looks to challenge it on his own, and Kesnet takes the wallbang damage. The Blade Storm here. Operator to hand, I think Crew are calling a cancel on this. They're getting out of dodge.
It's taken a long time, but the economy finally broken here for Crew. Forced to save these weapons. 4 players, less than 300 credits each. Loud now with 3 on the board, and frankly, they have recovered this. I mean, that I'm already a bit content just with them having 3. If they can get more than that, obviously, I say this given that they then win the second half pistol, of course, but recovering things.
Pivoting away from mid, being less concerned about it. We saw the prior round, right? They challenge A main. They get a frag, they execute. This time towards B, they're able to come in with the null command.
Keeping it simple. Just winning with these big executes. And the null command, of course, on this map, when you get the opportunity to go for an execute like that, you just kind of have to take it. I mean, your odds of getting into the site, obviously you shut down all that KJ utility. You don't have to worry about getting stuck at the door or you're jet dashing in with the rest of the team getting disconnected, all that. It just makes it so simple.
Speaking of which, Crew Visa might have felt like they've allowed Loud to get their foot in this one. 3 rounds for the attackers. Ahead of steam built up, and Crew now on a bit of an awkward buy. It's going to be some permutation of Judge and Bulldog mixed in here. They did maintain that operator though, and that could be crucial, especially now if the action is happening at those extremities in the form of contact plays.
And having that Viper on attack is quite good at nullifying the operator, a lot of the lines, especially obviously in mid, where West is setting that up over and over. I mean, if Kesnet's feeling confident, he can try to, you know, find a timing to peek through the wall, dash away, but it just doesn't offer those same simple lines you can take, you know, all the way back mid towards spawn, just looking down, right? Just seeing everything in that fountain area. And Kesnet knowing that, he's not going to bother with mid at all. Once again, it's just going to be that alarm bot there. West still retaining the Viper's Pit if they can get into sight again, Loud, and get that down to get a 4th on the board. Things finally going their way.
Crew see nothing off that 0 point. Get back to mid. The plan might be here for Loud. Now we already have QCK, Cohen's both extending here. Aldrone to check these corners. Nothing to see here. Another step further. This time towards defender spawn for QCK. Post up on this angle.
Klaus has to pick this up now. Eyes off B as top mid is exposed. Look at how the Crew defenders are getting dragged around. Heat as well was double stacked towards tree. And now they're so focused on mid.
And that A main is almost uncontested. It's going to be up to Kesnet to hold this. There is a sense though, Heat starting to trend back in that tree direction. Will be able to intervene in the event of a push towards A main, but Loud are waiting on this. Here's that smoke towards door. 0 point again, probably doesn't see anything at all. They're thinking it might be a fake. But Kesnet is still holding that heaven angle. And QCK gets into the cookie jar. That's Klaus gone. That's the Hunter's Fury off the table.
30 seconds
Kesnet's going to have to go massive here. He can dodge a flash and then re-peek, dash away, try and get a kill. Look at this distraction from QCK. This is ridiculous.
He lost!
Kesnet lost a duel over on the A side as well. Melser tries to find his timing with the Judge, but fails to do so. Spike going down now, Sadhawk planting.
1 enemy remaining.
And there it is. This one, it's just fallen to pieces. I think Kesnet was forced off the angle by the Aldrone, potentially. It's unclear. Either way, he loses hard in that one. And this looks to be a 4th attacking round for Loud. Now, exceeding expectations, the ones that we had 5 or so rounds ago. Loud are well and truly establishing a foothold here, and they are pummeling this Crew economy.
Just trying to save his heat. I do really like how Loud played around getting the mid control this time, just really biding their time, leaving QCK there drawing eyes, and then that full push into A with the rest of the squad. And of course, QCK was finding that.
In the half.
I mean, I say timing pushing out. He was making a hell of a lot of noise. Klaus was looking straight at him, but he just cracks him in this duel. Dashes off.
Oh, what? They just bait the shot from Kesnet and then spam him down.
He had an opportunity for a kill as well, but just sprayed through that wall.
Didn't feel like he could get away. Maybe not the combination of Cloudburst and Tailwind that he needed.
And Crew are on such a run. 4 now for Loud on a sense attack, looking quite strong. They have that one-way in A main, it's Melser, but he's just gonna back off and play this one a little bit safer.
Cover going out.
Kesnet's trying to Some info on mid, was updrafting there. Paranoia now for Melzer too. He is feeling the pressure on account of that drone. TPing further back again.
Right here.
Here's that Hunter's Fury. Klaus bringing it into this round. Kalmanzine throwing his own first, though. Good damage. Oh, Melzer was never going to get away from that fragment. QCK here, Blade Storm out, punishes Kesnet. This is Crew forcing into this round. They've still got 2 players left to work with now. Sardak with the plant here. It's going to be 2 players from Heaven to fight this post plant. And a Viper's Pit. That's going to cover A-Main and the door. Here we go, drop down. Klaus good for 1, Shy here in a 1 versus 2 to try and save it. Smoke thrown out in front, but Shy hangs on with 4 HP. The lockdown here to create the space, but Les is lingering close, almost too close. Spray through the smoke will not be enough. And Les comes alive. A 5th round for Loud to round the half out.
Switching sides.
I've got to be pleased with that.
It was looking absolutely disastrous for Loud. So many rounds in a row for Crew, 6 of them. And it all spilled out of control. If you remember, there was that first round they got just a small moment where Shy was switching weapons, got caught, and that was the first domino into 5 late rounds for Loud.
Oh man.
All of a sudden, all that good work Crew were doing up in smoke. I mean, Loud have worked themselves into a position where they don't even need to win the pistol on this next half. They can win it out here.
STK feeling the energy. I hope our desk is too, because there's much to discuss here in this halftime. Let's send it over to the game.
Thank you so much for that. All right, well, in the beginning, we were looking at Crew, kind of continuing the success that they found in the first map. But now we're starting to see Loud come online, get alive in this matchup, which is huge for them, and they definitely needed it.
Yeah, Loud had a much better second part to that first half right there, because I think what we were looking at a lot in the start was them losing out in their early fights, some overcommits on the rotates, and this round as well, like they're just getting blown up in mid by Crew.
Yeah, I mean, they had a really good start where Les actually getting a pick in that B main, but then this contact play up mid and this other contact play just got them so messed up because they lose these numbers. And then with this ult put down on the round where it was only a 4v2, it feels a little bit like overkill, but Crew really secured that.
Yeah, they basically were saying there's absolutely 0% chance we can ever lose a round like this by dropping down those 2 ults. We've also got Melzer coming away with 4 kills inside of that round. He had an absolutely phenomenal first half there.
Yeah, I mean, going into Melzer, he played insane. I feel like every single one of his reactions really made sense. But again, a lot of these Loud contact plays just happen to fall into the hands of Melzer, walking up Cat, trying to take some sort of mid control. Yeah. But, I will give props to Loud, though. They did bring back a lot of these rounds, and the main reason why is because they found that kind of weakness in mid. They started abusing that. At some point, we saw QCK and Spawn like 2 rounds in a row, just pushing and aggressing.
It was crazy how he was getting kills like in mid, where he's like full running. Crew can hear him coming at them, but it didn't matter. Like he was sort of unleashed there, and whatever Loud were saying in the timeout to allow him to do that seemed to work.
Hey, well, let's see if they can continue this one going forward into the second half, or will Crew climb their way back in and close this game out? Let's send it back over to Uber and Wyatt.
Well, Wyatt, winning 5 out of the last 6 rounds of the first half definitely represents a shift in momentum in Loud's direction. They've got to be thrilled to take 5 out of the half.
No doubt. That is more than enough on a sense attack. We'll see if Crew can try to do the same on the less favored side. A deep mid push from Loud. Les is just going to back off here, taking damage through the door, and we're going to be into a 5-on-5 retake situation now.
Leaving a player back in A main, that's going to be heat here. All of Loud converge upon the situation. The paranoia timing for Melzer, who was stellar in the first half, will be crucial. Aldrome will come out first. Just before the 0 point came through with QCK on the swing, 1 for 1. Heat flashed here, but ready to pounce into the fight as Les can challenge from long range. It's just Shy, who's on the outside looking in. Knows approximately where the spike is, but so risky to make this swing. And yeah, this goose is cooked. Loud get the dream start to their defense half.
Shy just so far away. Trying to see if maybe some of those players that had pushed down mid were going to actually go for a full lap through the A spawn side. But that never ended up happening, so he was just way out of the fight.
1 enemy.
Really nicely done from Loud, though, spilling out from Heaven together at good times. Les dropping down Finally, some positivity from the coaches there on Loud. It was dire, gloomy faces for a long time.
This is their lifeline, already down a map in this series.
Oh my lord.
Kesnet giveth, Kesnet taketh away. This time, a free haircut for less. Okay, buddy.
To be joking.
QCK gets a new one ripped there. Shy is forced to respect Sadak here.
Shot down.
And the weapon he brings, Cohenzine can't get out of this situation. He'll have to face down 2 here. He does it with a bomb.
Spike down.
Beautiful 3 for Cohenzine. And now Shy. Oh my goodness, that was a short outing for Crew.
Loud showing exactly why this is their map pick.
I feel danger.
Just looking awful for them. A must-win game here against Crew. Their chances at making it through to the playoffs if they lose here would be less than slim.
What an inflection point this would be in the fortunes and story of Loud here in stage 1. All smiles with Cohenzine.
And look at this. Already a glass cannon operator picked up from QCK. Gonna be picking up the line towards A. That's going to allow the other 2 players near him, Omen, 2Es, and Sadhawk, to just double up on Cat. Completely forego B right now. They have the retake wall for it, so they're just content with fighting for the other areas of the map and using that wall for retake if need be.
We saw this from QCK against Cloud9 on Lotus. Just wanted to get the operator in his hands and control one of those lanes. Glass cannon or otherwise.
This wall, such a nuisance from Les. Having to work around that in mid, deal with it in B.
You have to cross it twice to go to Speedway as well. Let's see some action. Happy to fall back to the site. Cohenzine, though, fancies the challenge. Hasn't now brought down. This is the buy here for Crew, and so far not great from them. No one else on the side of Loud has really shifted from those A positions here. Unless we'll buy that time even more.
Crew now, time dwindling, things getting scary. Great knife back sight though. That's going to get the info on both players.
We're going to see Crew wait. They're hoping for a peek here from CT, but eventually they're just going to explode onto the site. Dangerous. Let's get some damage on Meltery. Starter stepping forward. Cohenzine low. Unless it's going to get cleaned out of powerhouse here soon enough.
10 seconds left.
Now QCK and 2Es are grouped up here in CT. And that's going to be smoked off as Crew look to dig in for a long winter.
Smoke down from 2Es. Paranoia went in as well, just to get this space to cross out over the stairs. And now QCK, that glass cannon operator we were talking about, he's going to have to go absolutely crazy on the retake. It is so tough to use here.
Impossible, man. And they're obsessed with B main, but there's no one there for Crew. They're all here on the side. 2Es now to a hail of bullets. Heat will claim that final one, and Crew are back to business.
Again, doing something on attack that they excelled at on the first map are Crew, where when they're working into that site for a moment, it feels a little bit scary while they're slowing things down. Those Loud defenders have gotten themselves digged into back site, but it's their ability to calm things down in the hectic moments on these site execs that have won them so many attack rounds now, taking both maps here into account. I love seeing that from them, a nice layer of play in their game.
Might be an aggressive pop here from Loud. They're considering it. All right, well, they know about the Odin. True, have to be pleased now to start to build a staging ground financially into this attacking half.
And of note, look at QCK, Sheriff in hand, because of that glass cannon buy. Tragic for him here, not even particularly close to the knives. So a liability for Loud. The rest of the team gonna have to step up in the fragging department, unless he can hit some sick shots here with that Sheriff.
Sadak, what a great intuition. Looks like he, despite the fragment being used, Sadak still gets a challenge and he wins it out. We are up mid here for Crew once more. Once they get a site in their clutches, they're very good at sectioning it apart and tearing it to pieces.
Big fight in B main. Les and Cohenzine stacked up here. Crucial trade from him. QCK now in backside. Cohenzine trying to assist with the recon for him.
QCK want to swing off the contact here for Kawanzine. This could get ugly though. Good, great swing with the Sheriff, and it's good for 2.
30 seconds left.
Now it's up to Kesnet. The tailwind gonna mean that QCK is awful slippery. With 2 players, the double swing here from CT. Kesnet has to go wild. That's pretty good. QCK down, the smoke covered, and 2Es will convert. Now it's tit for tat as Loud get their 8th.
Really nice play in B main there from Loud. How they adjusted their setup over towards that site with QCK. Picking up the line on Market, which just allows that stack there. Expecting the split to come in. You want to take one part of that split just... I mean, I'm looking at this kill, which is just... I mean, just obscene from Sadok, but... Just cutting that split in 2 by taking control of B main. A really nice decision from Loud. On a map where typically you're expecting fantastic play. They were always so good on it last year with Sadok at the helm.
Dangerous for Sadok here. He holds his ground. Okay. The gun diff may be manifesting there. The weaker buy for Crew. It's an obstacle they have to overcome. They get the better of QCK there in B main. Swing off the flash here for less. And he also falls. Shy says, anybody else? Fragment thrown behind him. He doesn't care. He's got no interest in that S key whatsoever.
Playing anti. Shy behind that box. Really well done to just catch out less. Now Sadok probably just going to play for his life. Almost certainly. Look at the Loud positioning on the map. They've got them ensnared. Wow, what a first kill.
He's had an extra sensory perception for timing of the last couple of rounds. Freebie. Cowan's going to step up here with the Odin. A free haircut handed out by Heat.
And the awareness from him to sniff that out.
Again, Spidey senses and all that. Melsa spotted out there on stairs. And there's definitely the suspicion, of course. Suspicion of a player in B main, but again, a great feeling for timing from Melsa. Still with the Guardian now, it's going to be up to 2Es, and Melsa continues his riot through this game. What a powerhouse he's been.
Standout performance from him. 16-9 right now on the board. Him and Shy. What a closeout to the round. I mean, it starts there with Shy again. This guy is the king of B main. Just dodges that flash. Peeks with the Guardian to take out Less, which just opens that site up. Removes the crucial defender piece there.
Such a big round, Wyatt.
Gets rid of the wall. Can't retake off of that.
Look at the economy of Loud. Shambolic. That was an inflection point there. Now his Crew want to try and build a buffer of their own.
Knives pop from QCK, I believe. Try and make a big play happen for his team. He just did on the other with the Sheriff. Guy that we're always looking at right now to step up for Loud. Kesnet on the entry, though.
When he come to the king, yeah, best not miss. Les doesn't, even with the smoke in the way. They will be lit, of course, by that recon. And it's a pause for thought here for Crew, but they still want to scale in a B. They're committed. Heat again in B main. Loud are going to have to contend with this crossfire.
Shy's doubled up with him as well. It's going to be so hard to get them out of that position. And now just this lockdown for the delay, but it does actually get broken through the wall because of that Guardian from Les. Bit of a misplay there from Shy.
That's massive. Klaus doesn't have much to go off there with the Hunter's Fury either. Loud are in a decent position for a retake, but Heat, oh, he's so annoying. Stuck in the corner as QCK's knights come clattering to the ground. Flash from Heat, but not looking to push off of it. It's Les again, and then Crew get involved. Ooh, buddy, that's going to hurt in the morning.
Lockdown or not, the positioning from Crew there was just sublime. The double up in B main. Heat playing in the corner. The flash is coming out for the other players to play off of who are entrenched in the site. And of course, the better weaponry doesn't really hurt either, does it? Look at that triple face together. Again,
Crew
it's
just put these little set pieces together on a dime.
It's the confidence again in their fundamentals. These guys just swinging together. They're not reinventing the wheel here. They're just doing all the little things perfectly, hitting all the right shots.
QCK gets one. Having to back away there in heaven. The TP from Elsa looks like it was cancelled, but Kesnet, he's always there. Smoking towards tree there, but Shy little sectioned off and Les was flanking through mid. Crew got to commit now. Door to come down. Kesnet with a lot to do in managing this pressure from Heaven.
Cool positioning here, but because of that drone, Melser forced to go down. Was going to play a crossfire with Kesnet where he could jump up on his contact. This Hunter's Fury could be huge, though.
It is Kesnet is taken out. But Melser, hang on. Lesson Sadak brought down here. It's only going to be Kawanzin. They're going to win this round, Loud. Can you bring Sadak back? They are pre-firing that angle. Kawanzin revealed as the smoke drops. And Crew strikes a mortal blow here.
I mean, 11th. Look at Melser again. Late in the round, 21-9. Never need to see this man IGL another day in his life, Mitch. Not a single damn day. Since the swap with Klaus. Absolutely white hot on the Omen right now.
Oh, that's heartbreaking for STK.
From elation to disappointment on his face.
Whole spectrum of emotions.
This match has just been wild. Loud sent down to the eco, a hero rifle in the hands of 2Es. On the verge of their third straight loss.
Loud now have to clamber out from the doldrums. 2 spotted by that 0 point there at Cubby. And Shy will just hold this position. The Spike and the rest of Crew are en route. That knife told them everything about where to be.
Absolutely. Jiggling main is Kawanzin.
Get out of my way!
No time for that, buddy!
Oh, he is in trouble and he needs to back away fast.
Null Command coming up at a beautiful time here. Keston with the knives out, looking to carve. And Kawanzin, the only resistance for Loud in B, has already been excised. Back to the side.
A lot of time to set up this post plant. They have an alarm bot for B main as well, which is going to expose QCK's flank.
Nothing working in Loud's favor here. Having to retake a player down with far weaker weaponry. This is where the magic has to happen for this Brazilian squad. Was their stage? Their hopes of the next international event? They will crumble to dust. Speedway here, Kesnet has eyes for it. Oh, the light! It's so good! 4 players caught off that recon. It's gonna be a trade though. Heat still wants to pressure here from stairs. We'll probably play ahead of this snake bite. No, back to safety. Crew still disciplined even in the heat of this retake. And Loud, they've got nowhere to get in here. They've got no time. They've got no chance. And they've got no players left standing.
All they can do is just try to play for a couple exits. Ultimately just irrelevant when you look at the state of the economy. Heat maxed out. Melser damn close to the same. And Loud damn close to their attempts to get to the playoffs, to go to Shanghai, going up in smoke for the first time, not able to make an international land since the dawn of this roster, since Sodhawk has stepped foot onto this team years ago.
They're looking, they've been searching for answers, this Loud squad, but their time has run out.
And perhaps the answer is in the hands of QCK with that operator. Almost a chance on the jump peak, but didn't have the reactions for it.
Smoke here at top mid. Crew want to be the ones that decide whether they get revealed on that lane or not. Melser will be critical here through A main. Whether it's directly or indirectly. All this util being thrown out to try and keep Crew at bay, but they taste the blood in the water. They're salivating for it.
That drone gets a lot of space up tree and off that Loud. Understand they have to control A main with the split coming in.
Here's the dash. Kesnet is there. Fearless as always now. Straight into hell, we'll see nothing there. 2E's now pushing up, maybe trying to take that angle, but Melser has been so patient this round, and is a player in wine. He gets lit by the night. Can he keep them interested here? Steady, real steady. Loud still have 5 to work with, but there's Melser coming alive! And Loud now with 2 players up there on Heaven. Kawanzin to spray through's found 1, but less is left on an island. And QCK, often maligned, yet to take the highlights, gets brought down. They came, they saw, they conquered. Crew Visa are 4-0 in stage 1. Unreal.
Couldn't be any more different from last year, Mitch. 4-0 our Crew. And America's last year 0-9. These guys just can't lose. These roster moves that they had heading into this season, not even intended. Heat into the roster had to come in last minute. and looks like the final piece of the puzzle to just bring the magic to this team. The confidence that you're seeing that they have in each other, how they swing for each other in these moments. The fundamentals look immaculate because you can see that they just believe in each other to be there, to swing, to hit the shots when they need to. There's not one player on that team who is not stepping up in individual moments. We have never seen crew like this. We have seen them with, again, those flash in the pan, those one-off moments like LCQ where for a run, for a week, they're hot, but not like this, not 4 weeks in a row. They've now bested every single team from Brazil. Absolutely slaughtered EG last week. This team is absolutely a new contender and it can't be ignored.
They dropped one map so far in stage 1, and it was that odd one there to Furia in their first game. It's a new era for this crew roster. Kesnet heralds it, talking about how his style has changed, how he plays around his team, how they play around him conversely. And the scoreboard tells the whole story. Shy, 20 and 13. Melsa, 22 and 10. He, 18 and 11. Everybody getting a piece of the action here on crew. And it was looking dicey, right? Midway through that ascent, looked like Lau was starting to put it together with crew on this attacking side. Unreal.
And it comes down to that man who was crouched in the bottom right, Klaus, their IGL. This swap between him and Melser, it's unlocked Melser's ability to frag. And Klaus's attack side calling is phenomenal. When he calls for a pace change mid-round, it is just absolutely ruined Loud on both maps. They didn't know how to respond in those moments, and crew would take advantage of them by having a quick prod elsewhere, like on Split, for example, when they'd be in heaven and then suddenly, boom, pressure and vents, but then they go right back into the site, explode in. On this map, slowing down when they're walking into B, taking their time when necessary. I just love the game that he was calling. I'm so impressed. I mean, not enough credit can be given to that guy for the second half after their entire momentum from the first completely stalled out.
And when one must rise, another must fall. The story for Loud here gets all the more murky. They have been searching for answers. We just heard from Sadak about the role changes. He even said, look, you guys might see us play some comps that I personally don't agree with, but I'm putting my trust in the coaches. It's a tough story for Loud, but I'm more interested right now in the compelling tale that comes from crew. So let's send it down to Elizabeth, who's standing by for the Ryzen post-match interview.
Thank you so much, gentlemen. Great work as always. And I'm here with Shy, an incredible performance, and some incredibly loud fans who are here for you. Congratulations. So I'm going to bring up something that Wyatt said. And he said that this is a crew we've never seen before. Why do you think that is?
Primero que te dice felicitaciones y te dice algo que decía el caster Wyatt, es que este es un performance y este es un nivel de crew que nunca habíamos visto antes. ¿Por qué se debe esto?
O sea, siento que es todo el trabajo que venimos haciendo durante estos 2-3 meses que hemos venido trabajando muy duro, la verdad. Y también el staff, que siento que ha hecho como un cambio radical de la rutina también, que nos ha unido mucho como grupo fuera del juego, y siento que eso se está viendo reflejado como dentro del game y nos está haciendo performear súper bien.
He's saying this is a hard work that we've been putting for about 2-3 months, and it's also a lot of credit to the coaching staff that have been working really hard to make sure that they are connecting not only inside of the game but outside of the game.
Yes, well, you are the only team that has a 0 next to their name on the other side of it. 4-0, an incredible performance. Since the beginning of your career, you're with Leviathan, and then you made this big switch and change to crew, which was a big risk. You did not know what was going to happen. How does it feel to be standing here right now, knowing that it's paying off pretty well?
Dice que es el único equipo que va invicto, va 4-0 y que se van muy bien. Y hablando un poco desde el inicio de tu carrera, tú solamente habías estado en Leviathan. ¿Qué se siente el hacer este cambio, irte a crew y ver que los resultados que están dando frutos?
Nada, obviamente me siento muy feliz, porque también tuve una época que tuve mucha incertidumbre dentro de las decisiones que tuve que tomar, y que se vea reflejado ahora que nos esté yendo bien. Me siento como satisfecho de que la decisión fue correcta, y más allá de Leviathan, yo siempre le he dicho que estoy agradecido porque fue el equipo que me abrió las puertas al competitivo. Entonces, eso.
He says, I feel really happy that I made the decision. There was a time where I was very unsure of what was going to happen, what the future was going to look like, and now it's really nice to see it paying off. And for Lev, regardless of what happened in the change, he feels very grateful to be part of that team. He learned so much, and now he's onto something different.
And dare I say greater, because you are performing absolutely insane. Shai, now one last question. Coming into this stage, even in the Kickoff tournament, there are many people that doubted Crew, a lot of doubters out there. Anything you'd like to say to them now?
Desde Kickoff hasta lo que ha sido ahora, han habido muchas personas que han estado dudando de Crew. ¿Qué quieres decir a todas esas personas que dudan?
Nada, obviamente no soy partícipe del beef que hay entre equipos, pero yo siempre le he dicho de que cualquier equipo a esta altura le puede ganar a cualquiera, y si se bajaron, aún están a tiempo de subirse a la cruneta, como les decimos. Entonces, nada, espero que nos sigan apoyando, que falta mucho por darle a toda la gente de LATAM.
He's saying he's not a fan of teams kind of having beef with each other. He's still saying that if you are not a fan of Crew yet, you still have time to become a Crew fan. You're still in time to get on the cruneta, as we call them.
All right. I mean, if you aren't already on the Crew train, you're not listening or you're not paying attention, because you are an absolute monster. Your team are absolutely insane. So thank you so much. And can we give it one more time for Shai and all of Crew for an incredible performance? And I don't know if you can hear me over the incredibly loud Crew fans, but we have Klaus from Crew in the post show. So friends, please take it away.
Thanks again for that, Elizabeth. And we are now joined by the leader, the general of Crew. You got Klaus here today. Congratulations, man. It must feel so wonderful to be able to start the season the way that you guys have, but to keep it going. How does it feel to be in this position right now, 4-0?
Yeah, obviously it feels good to be like here. Obviously, if you compare this season with the last season that we played, like 0-9 in the regular season, and now it's a completely different team, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Like it's a day and a night. So yeah, I feel good, and I feel like we are like preparing better we prepare better for this tournament, for this league, and yeah, work pay off, I think.
Yeah, it's really showed thus far in the games. But last time you were IGLing for this team, you guys went on the incredible run to Champions. It was when Crew was on top of the world. You took a break from the role. Now you've come back to it this year, calling for the team for Crew. What have you as a leader learned in those last 3 years?
Yeah, obviously I learned a lot with the last, the year that we played in Champions in 2021. It was like we came like third or fourth in the tournament, and yeah, I think I should leave the IGL role 1 year, and I feel like it's another world. I'm Atom is giving me a lot of things to do. He knows how to make me a better IGL, and I appreciate that about him. And yeah, I feel good. Obviously, we have too many leaders in the teams. It's not just me. It's also Kesnit. Kesnit is also a leader in the team. He's more emotionally, but I feel like I'm more cold and calling the things, and awesome.
You've played with a lot of coaches in your career, just with this Crew roster. I want to ask what makes Adam special, because I feel like in a lot of interviews, you and the other players on your team give him a lot of credit for your success.
Yeah, I think the thing with Atom is he's really versatility. Versatile. Versatile. He doesn't want to do one thing. He wants to do if one team is weak in, I don't know, an example is one team is weak playing A, we abuse that playing A, and that's it. We adapt.
So you change your strategy.
Yeah, we adapt every time that we play, and that's it. We just adapt, and we don't play a type of game or one strategy or one kind of.
There's no Crew one style. You guys are trying to become a little bit more,
because you see other teams maybe they play their game and play you can maybe see how they play, I see how the other team plays, what they they do. Another team do more fakes, or maybe other teams to contact more, things like that, and we adapt very well to other teams, to be honest.
Yeah, well, something that, I'm sure a lot of people are wondering is how you as a team, after that last season, came together, and what were the hard conversations that you guys had to have in order to get to the point where you are right now? Because I know it's been such a journey for all of you guys on this team, I mean, across the board. So what were those conversations like? And did you feel like you can do that with this team? You can have those tough conversations with your team?
Of course, it's like a different team from the last season, because also we came more with the our psychologistic it is works too much with us, like individually and as a group. So we like try to say things that like maybe other doesn't want to hear, but we say it because it's better for the team,
Yeah.
And we be transparent with that. And yeah, I think it's a different team because we can say things to each other more honestly. So yeah,
that's good. That's good. Yeah.
Kesnet has been one of the best players in the league. His performance this year has been incredible, but he has a very unique style. He lurks so much more than most of the other duelist players in Americas. And you've talked in interviews, and your teammates have, about how he's taking over some of the calling on defensive side and add some ideas to the team. I wanted to ask, with such a unique player, what is it like as an IGL to play with Kesnet?
It's weird because you have like little timings that he wants to approach, like maybe he has a timing on me, or if he wants to lurk, he looks like, oh, I have this timing, I'm gonna lurk and play without to like.
Do you want to give him a lot of freedom?
Yeah, and also I have calls that I told him, go there or go there, I'm gonna make noise here for you, we're gonna do this to make you space here, and yeah, we like each other, we play for, like, it's not an individually thing that he does, but it's like a team prepare. Like we prepare for that moment. Like if he lurks, we're gonna do that with that lurk.
You guys are doing a lot to set him up. Yeah, for sure. Now we did get a question from Twitch chat, and this one's from Your Mom's Mad Cute. Okay, that's
great
name. Well, good for you. Thank you. She's awesome. So what have you guys done to improve so quickly? That's the question, but it feels like it's been such a long journey, so it's not necessarily a quick one, but what have you guys been doing? Has there been anything in particular that you wanted to make sure that you were working on coming into this season?
I think we commit more to our, like, the coach staff is, like, it's trying to open our minds, like, maybe, like, saying each other things that we don't like to hear, or maybe... Like the plan of the game is like we commit more in the plan and we are all on the same page. That's the thing that we do better. Like I think we are all on the same page and we know how, like everyone knows how to play for each other. Like we don't play like individually, or maybe in those moments, but every time that we play, we do it with another one. We pick us 2 or 3, even if like it's a crazy play, we do it because it's like what we do. Like we play constantly as a teammate and we play for each other.
Yeah, it's really shown in the games. You guys have been a tough team for people to deal with thus far. The last question I wanted to ask you was, this is now your second year playing in VCT Americas, away from home, living in Los Angeles. But for your team, it seems like you've developed a pretty big fan base here in LA. You have a really passionate group of fans that comes out for every one of your games. With being so far away from home, playing in a foreign league, what is it like to have those people out supporting you here in person?
Obviously, it feels good to have like people that cheer for you here. Like honestly, we are not local here. We are like from outside. Like maybe you have more people from, I don't know, Sentinels or maybe an American team,
For sure.
But here we have like our cheers. So it's just fine, bro. Like it feels good when you come to the stage and you have those guys like yelling like crazy.
Shout out.
And we hear them, so it's fine. Like,
awesome, man.
actually good. I like to have them.
That's awesome. I mean, well, they like cheering you on, clearly, because they're always here supporting. I talk with them from time to time. They're such great dudes. Well, we do have one more Twitch chat question. This one's coming from Violet. And how does it feel to shift to IGL, and does it affect your gameplay at all? I know you said before you didn't feel like you performed particularly well here, but honestly, you know, hey, you got the win.
Yeah. Now, obviously, I don't feel like being at IGL, you need, like, you have that thing that you cannot kill or you cannot perform well. I feel like it's an excuse, you know? Like,
yeah,
it doesn't matter if you're in IGL, like, most people that are IGL, I feel like, I don't know, like, an example, SeanQT, you know, SeanQT from Sentinel, he performs every time well, you know, and he doesn't matter if he's like IGLing or he needs to have another, like, thinking of what we gonna do in the next round, or he plays well every time.
Is John someone you take inspiration from?
I don't
As
know.
a player?
No, I don't know, like, an inspiration, but I feel like it's a unique IGL. Like, I feel he doesn't matter about like, he doesn't matter, like, using an excuse of IGLing, he doesn't perform. So he feels like, I feel like he thinks that he can perform also and IGL. So that's it.
That's what you gotta
have
do.
the same mentality. Like, I don't care if I'm IGLing, I'm another role. I just want to perform it, and it's not an excuse if you perform bad. Like.
Yeah, for sure. But hey, you know what? You're performing well, and the results are showing, because you guys are 4-0 right now, which is unbelievable. But folks, we've reached the end of Super Week. That's right, it's over. There's the explosion. We have an explosion sound effect, Klaus. Can you do me a favor? Say Super Week.
Super Week. You like that?
Yeah, you like the explosion? There you go.
Every time that you say Super Week,
it blows up. Yeah.
Super Week.
Here are the standings. Crew sitting at the top of Alpha Group, 4-0. Leviathan have clinched a playoff spot, as you can see there.
And they're on top at the other side. How does it make you feel to see both LATAM teams on top of their groups?
I think it's LATAM era, I think.
Yeah, LATAM era. I love it. I love it. All about that, man. Well, there you can see how it all shakes out. But my goodness, what an incredible week this has been. We've had such great games across the board. But let's go ahead, though, and take a look at the schedule. We're going to be back on a normal 3-day match, or 3-day schedules, rather. So, you know, no more Super Week, but it's okay. All right, we got G2 and MIBR on the docket, and then it's going to be Sentinels versus Loud. How do you feel about those two matches there, Klaus?
I think they're going to, like, that game, the second one,
Sentinels Loud?
Sentinels Loud is going to be, like, fire. Like, honestly, it's going to be so good to see it.
And both those teams at risk of making playoffs, which is crazy to say, especially with you guys beating Loud today. There's a real chance they're not there, and same for Sen. It's a very important game.
It is going to be awesome, of course. Make sure you join us for that there. But, Klaus, thank you so much for your time, my friend. And we got to do it one last time. Can we do it together?
Sure.
All right, 3, 2, 1, Super Week!
Oh, sorry.
No, we got to do it again now. 3, 2, 1, Super Week! Thank you all, everyone, for watching. We thank you all so much for all the folks who came down to join us here. It has been an absolute blast, and we'll see you Saturday right here, same time, same place. Thank you so much, everyone. This has been Super Week. I had to do one more.
Thank you so much, Klaus.
Thank you.
Appreciate you, brother. Congrats.
Down A.
Bro, my shit at some point. That's how you deal with this guy right now. Aspas is online with it. Cutting away and avoiding. What is that adjustment? Aspas right now will not be denied. Half already gained. Can he get it? Not quite at all. The tap, not quite. Just full stick in this one. Swinging so wide.
Let's go, boys. That's it.
Going for the spam kills. I mean, vulnerable Dub Leaf just locking down an angle. This guy is on fire right now. Leading through. Lockdown needs to be broken, and I see. Delivers that death blow. Paranoia is good though. Satchel forwards. Mazzino, no way. His barrels might be spotted. This game of timing is just brutal. Paranoia's face, wide face. Mazzino. He finds that finishing blow. And Leviathan, they were pushed, they were tested in this series, but they come out on top.
still 5 HP left on QCK. And Shy is waiting for him. Beautiful. Oh my God. Crushed under the weights. Trip behind him. He can't even go down. Revs and Crew. A dominant opener to this series. Some action here spotted. There is Captain striking true for 2. Nicely. Oh my goodness. Can you bring Sadak back? They are pre-firing that angle. Kawanzin revealed as the smoke drops. Yet to take the high